the science of agriculture, the land, the seeds, and the man.
Agricultural survival.
They have represented me with the worst image, but I know without a doubt that it's because of your lack of knowledge. Foresight, they don't have to see distance. That's why they're living in ignorance.
The man.
I Chelasway, I say, any country that use.
Hi, I'm your host tonight on What Matters at the Roundtable, Stanley West McPherson, June 27th, 2017. Yes, this month is getting out of here. But you can call us live. We're live on Pegasus, Time Warner, Channel 13. You can call, we're in the studio tonight, 7:30. If you want to say something or you want to get in on the discussion tonight, you can. The number, area code 607-272-0319. Yes, you can get involved. But if you miss tonight, you can pick us up on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. or Thursday morning at 10:30 a.m. or Sunday at 3:30 p.m. But if you don't have cable, guess what? You can get a direct link to the show. If you see me rounding about, or you have my email or my phone number, I can send you a direct link to the show. And you can have it on your phone or your tablet. But guess what? You can have it. So, this is what you do. You do like other people do. You get a direct link to the show, and guess what? You can have the show and all the other shows. That's what you can have for your keeping, or if you want to go over some of the things that we discuss in this program, that you may know that what we say is direct, correct, and true. So you can get a direct link like Irene. She's got a direct link in London. Okay? And we send her a link and she watches the show. Also, Roy, we send a direct link in India. And guess what? He watches the show in, guess what? In India. Also, Seneca, she's from Turkey. Yep, in Turkey. And she gets a direct link. Also, we send a direct link to Chase. Yes, he's in Lebanon. So it doesn't matter where you at, you can get a direct link to this show. We have Kimberly also in Texas, and she responds back to us from the show. So guess what? You can get that link as well. So guess what? It's for you to watch. Now I'm going to go to my shout outs. I got Chela from the Bronx. Yes, she's hot right now. She's #1 in this industry, and this is Chocolate Models. Chelasway, she's got 31 issues. She also have CM Honeys. It's called Chelasway. And guess what? You can get her on Spectrum. Yes, Time Warner Cable. All her material is on Spectrum. She also has out a new, it's called sexyassladies.com. This is a video, about 25 minutes, and you can get it on Spectrum. She's featuring there. Don't get it from me, get it from her. She also has something that came out in May, okay, and it's called Straight Stunning 10th Anniversary. And this is her 10th anniversary in this industry. And so she, guess what, has this magazine out, and you can have it. Go on Spectrum, Time Warner Cable. She also has issue number 45, Straight Stunning magazine. And you can go on Spectrum, Time Warner Cable. Saturday mornings, she's dealing with the Looney Tunes. Yes, you got to get up early to get her. You got to get up early. She's dealing with the kids, with the cartoons, the children. They get up early in the morning and run straight to the tube. And guess what? They forget all about breakfast. And guess what? They go right to the Looney Tunes. But she can be on a cereal box near you. Also, I have shout outs for Jackie. And she's still at Sally's. And we want to give a shout out also to Ashley and her family. Also Jean and Lorraine and Anna. And they are all in the mall. And you can get a shout out too. Guess what? If you see us rounding about and you want us to give you a shout out. Also here with me, co-host Milton Webb. Milton, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What's up, Stan?
Good. We just wanted to let folks know that last week we was at that Tompkins County legislator.
Yes, we were.
And we said we would get some footage for them. And guess what? We have footage for them. So we do. It was a big outturn. It was people was there.
Yeah.
It was a good turnout. Everybody spoke their mind. They said what they had to say. And we did lay what we had to lay on the table.
Yes, we did.
So that was the good part of what we do. See, some people don't believe what we do. And, so we got to show them, because they don't believe what we do.
Yeah.
And you already know that.
Yes, I do.
Because
I get a lot of that. A lot of people say, oh, man, y'all, when we say, we got to go to the legislature, we got to do this, we're going to do that. Oh, man, y'all ain't going them places. Y'all ain't going to do that. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't know nothing about that. And then when they see us, man, they was there.
Yeah.
Did you see him in that rally?
Exactly.
Did you hear him speak? A lot of people don't believe because, that's not something that they're into.
Exactly.
And they're not about helping people. They just, they don't believe that.
Right.
They're just into what they do every day. And we're into helping people. We don't get paid for this.
Thank you.
We don't get paid for this at all. We do this because we were once in a position to where ends was nowhere near meeting. We were in a position to where we didn't know how to make ends meet because we didn't have the resource to do it. Mm-hmm. When Stanley came and said we should do this, I kind of hesitated. But I said, yeah, okay. Paula said, now look, if y'all going to do this, y'all do this. And when we said, we might think about this, not doing this, she said, well, if y'all don't do it, who's going to do it? Mm. And y'all need to do this for the people that don't know nothing about it and can't do it for themselves. So here we are.
That's right.
Here we are.
And now we're still in the progress.
Yep.
And people know that we're not playing. And we go wherever it takes for us to go. That's where we go to get this out, and we're not playing with nothing, nobody. We're going after these CEOs, these managers, all these people that's got this money, that's lying and playing with people's lives. We're going after them to get this money out of their hands and put it in the hands of the people. We got some clips we want to show. Run that clip.
So I want to call Stanley McPherson from Tompkins County. Stanley, my dear.
Anna?
It's all you.
Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here based on a living wage. We had this movement for 3 years already. That's what prompted my TV show, What Matters at the Roundtable, because my employees fired me. That prompted me to start a living wage because we asked for more money. And they didn't want to give it to us because we couldn't live off what they was giving us. We was working hard and we wasn't getting what we need. And so we here to fight now continuously for a living wage for everybody. Every person that work at a job, every company, we are fighting for a living wage for them. It takes more than $14 to $15 to feed one person, okay? It takes more than that to pay your rent. It takes more than that to pay your phone bill, to pay your electricity, okay? So we know what it takes. We're not trying to hear what other people say what it takes to feed, to make it. We're not trying to hear that because we know if they wanted to switch checks and pay stubs, my friend here, Milton Webb, asked to give them his check and he'll take theirs, but they did not want it. So apparently we know that it takes more than $14 or $15 to make it because they didn't want to switch, okay? So we know what it takes, all right? And all we asking them to do is come off the money. Come off the money because we know you got it. And we're here to tell the legislator, you using money for other things. We're asking you to put it in contingency for living wage. We know you can do it. You did it once before, but you did not keep it up. It needs to be kept up here, okay? Money is going for all other things. We see it. We read the minutes. We know what money is going for. And some of the things is outrageous that it's going for. Prisons, more beds. Instead of releasing people, you open it up, more prisons. No. Help families, help children to make it, okay? This is what we need, not going to prison, coming out, taking care of your family here in Tompkins County and abroad. We need to do it. We're going to start right here. We're starting from right here and now. We don't know what other people's doing. We don't know what Syracuse is doing. We don't know what the Bronx is doing or Albany is doing or the commissioner or the governor, but we do know one thing, what we are doing. We are fighting for a living wage, and we're fighting now, and we're going to get it, and we're not going to stop until we get a living wage for every person that needs it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I want to call Milton Webb.
So, Anna, before their few minutes starts, would it make sense while this is going on and before people file out to see if anybody wants to circulate a sheet with email addresses so that if this should be on the agenda in the future, that we could send out an announcement to those who clearly have an interest?
If Pete wants to do that at some point, I'll leave that up to you. You have people's emails. Thank you, Pete. Come on up, Milton.
Hello again, everyone. Like my partner Stanley says, everybody needs to make a living wage. You can't live without it. You can't do anything without it. You can't pay bills. You can't pay high rent that they got here. You can't live without a living wage. If it's not here, if we don't start here, where are we going to start at? We have to start here in Tompkins County. This is where we kicked it off at. This is where we're going to do it at. This is how it's going to happen, right here in Tompkins County. Now, when people lay their children down at night and their children are hungry, what do you tell them? Oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. We can do it all. There's a lot of selfish people running around here, all right?
And you need to get up off that money. You need to let these people make a living wage. You need to give it to them so that they can live, so that they can take their families on vacation, so that they can do stuff for their children. A kid grows up in poverty. The first thing he says is, when you take him to school, what do you want to be when you get older? Some might say, I want to be a police officer. One might say, I might want to be a fireman. Somebody might say, I want to sit on the legislature board. But you always got that one that says, I want to be a drug dealer, because they make money every day. They make money all the time. That's not acceptable. I don't care how anybody think they have to live or whatever they think they got to do. But for a child to say that, that's not acceptable as far as I'm concerned. I don't see it like that. I don't see how people can mess around here and say, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to give you $14 an hour. But you need $20 an hour to live. I can't see that. I can't see for me to tell you, all right, I'm going to make this $16 an hour go out, but you say, no, you can't do that because you need $20 an hour to live. You're on the right track, but everybody else ain't. So what do we do behind that? We fight, we fight, we fight, and we always fight for a living wage. Thank you.
See, this is what we do all the time. We have to sometimes bring back footage, let people know that we're not about playing games. If we say we have done something, you can rest assured it's been done, okay? And this is what we do, and you see that we are not afraid to go and speak our mind before the legislators or before any meeting dealing with a living wage. So we just wanted to let you see what goes on when we go to the legislator, when we go and speak for monies for people to live.
Right, because if, like I said before, if we don't go and speak for these people, just like Paula said, if Stanley and I don't speak for these people, we don't speak for y'all. We don't speak for Tompkins County. Who's going to do it?
Exactly.
Nobody. So you know what? We're out here kicking it off, just like I said. We're out here kicking it off. We're doing what we do. We're going to always fight for a living wage because of the simple fact you cannot live in Tompkins County without making a living wage. A living wage is $14.34 an hour. That's for one person. All right? What about the families? All right? What about the people that got children? What about the people that's taking care of their brothers, their sisters, their mothers? What about them that's out there in the workforce working? They need to make a living wage. We all need a living wage. And I don't care how anybody look at it, how anybody see it. That's what we need.
That's right. We have another clip that a woman came from a different perspective, and her perspective was even greater because, you know why? It's because she was on the same train that we are on. And we want to play her clip as well. Play that clip.
I have one last speaker, Deborah Dawson from Lansing.
Is this one up?
I think so.
I just want to approach this from a slightly different angle. And it is not that I don't have a great deal of sympathy, empathy, concern for people who don't have enough to put a roof over their head and food on their kids' tables. But this is a bigger issue for the entire county. My concern has always been that we're going to be caught up with limited resources, especially with this administration in Washington and with our dear governor in Albany. Our county needs to be able to support its its initiatives itself. The best way to do that is to increase our revenue base. Sales tax is a big piece of our revenue base. And if people don't have money to spend on the necessities of life, they don't pay sales tax on much of anything. There are numerous studies that show that increasing the income of people towards the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder results in a much greater circulation of money through the economy, and that circulation creates sales tax revenue. So even if you're someone who for some reason doesn't give a damn about what the previous speakers have addressed so eloquently, consider that this minimum wage is going to be very beneficial for our county's revenue base on the whole. Thank you.
And she came from a different perspective, and you can see that it doesn't matter how you bring this, it all's going to wind up to a living wage where people need to live, and guess what? They need money. So we are here to let people know that, you know what? We are speaking for them, and then we are going to battle for them to get a living wage. So this is what we do. And we have people on the train, and we asking you to get on the train, because guess what? This is what we do, and we go on express. So we don't have no local stops. We express. That means we're going full speed ahead. And we're going right to what we need to do, and we're going right at it. And we already told people, enough talking, because a whole bunch of people doing a lot of talking, and guess what? They ain't doing nothing, but they're just saying. They're saying they ain't doing nothing.
That's right.
You see, and so we about action.
That's right. Because when we say what we're gonna do, we do that. You got a lot of people that say that, and they say this, and they say that, and they say this, and then the next thing you know, the next day, there's nothing followed up on it.
Yeah.
There's nothing done. After they said it and they walk away, there's nothing done. All right? We stick with it. We stay on it. Whoever it is that we got to stay on, we'll stay on them too.
Exactly.
Like we said, what they going to tell us? No. They've been telling us no all our life about a living wage.
Thank you.
They've been telling us no all our life about whether we can have a job or not. They've been telling us no all our life if we're going to make it. But being the persons that we are, being the human beings that we are, we may not make it to their expectations, but as long as we're making it, a lot of people will stand there and help us fight for this living wage to make it more.
And that meeting was Health, Human Services. It was a meeting. It was on Monday, and we stayed there actually till the place closed. So you already know that we was about our business, and we would make sure that everything was addressed. We addressed what we needed to address. We talked about this living wage, and we made sure that the governments that's handing out money, they're not giving out nothing for nothing. They always got something. You gotta jump through a bunch of hoops to get some federal funded money, and this is what they do. But they get mad when you don't need them and get your own money. They looking at you like you the villain now. But you can't get nothing to help people. They wanna dictate to you, be the tyrant. Well, we don't want that, and we're not dealing with that. And we're about living wage, and this is what we're gonna do. help people. And so we're going to continue what we are doing. Now, our time is up. So guess what? We're going back to the shout-outs. And I got Chela, Straight Stunning, issue number 45. And guess what? She is on the scene, and she's number one in this industry, and she's from the Bronx. She also got Saturday morning Looney Tunes, cereal in the morning for kids. But guess what? She can be on a cereal box near you. She also has 10th anniversary with Straight Stunning. Yes, Straight Stunning magazine, her 10th anniversary in this industry. So guess what? You can get it on Spectrum. Yep, Time Warner Cable. She also has a video coming out this month. It's called sexyassladies.com. It's about 25 minutes, and you can get it on Spectrum. Yes, all her features is there. You can get it, sexyassladies.com, Time Warner Cable. Don't get it from me, get it from her. She also has CM Honeys. It says from Chelasway. Yep, and she truly is a honey from the Bronx. She also has Chocolate Models, 31 issues, and you can have them on Time Warner Cable, Spectrum. And if you want to see us on Pegasus, you can go also to Pegasus and you can see this show as well. So now we can upload on Pegasus, channel 13, and you can also see the show as well. A link is there as well. Also, Jackie at Sally's, and Ashley, Jean, and Lorraine, and Anna, and they all in the mall. And we'll see you next week. Thank you very much. From us, What Matters at the Roundtable. Good night.
Put up the gun and make we farm up the ground. You know see from what here, too much blood a run. Put up the gun and make we farm up the ground. Them say global recession so food Africa in a ground. Put down the gun and make we farm up the ground. Me have to return to St. Anne's and left Kingston. When you plant a new crop, the world start clap. All human beings start embrace that. There is no solution in this pollution. Them only mission is to create era than then. After election, them cut them one. Get a youths, take this message from this Rasta man. I and I. Put up the gun and make we farm up the ground. You know see from what here, too much blood a run. Put down the gun and make we farm up the ground. Them say global recession so food Africa in a ground. Put down the gun and make we farm up the ground. Me have to return to send